Vicky's actually here. He were here a second ago, and wait until you see him, which you've probably just seen him on the EHE. It is Wednesday, people. That means one thing. It is 3 men and a vape show. It is 8 p.m, just in case you didn't know what time it was. And the last time I looked, it was raining outside. There we go. You've had the weather report, told you what time it was, and what we've got coming up. Loads, people. Absolute loads.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Look at that. He's completely bored. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vic Mullins of the Ming.
He's
Gordon's alive!
We've got loads for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Not only have we got your Watchford Project giveaway a little bit later on, Jonathan Watt all over. That'll be roughly around about 8:45, ladies and gentlemen. Also, while the show is live, you can use 3 Men Vape, which will get you 15% off all the way till 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. We've got joined by the us normal 3 and the wonderful Vic Mullins. We're going to be talking about loopholes, not arseholes, loopholes.
Loopholes.
Yes, not the bouncing.
Not
sphinx
Fruit Loops, then.
No.
Although there are a few arseholes we'd love to talk about, but it's probably not a good idea.
No, we've got plenty of other things to talk about. Big love to everybody who has joined us like normal. Mark's internet's done a bit of a poop, so he's been technical and
Yeah.
he has his,
I've got no
internet's
internet.
go down.
You've got no internet?
I've got no internet whatsoever. One of the servers have gone down in the next village along.
Ooh.
I've noticed this happening more and more across the country. I reckon some dodgy Russian twatties is attacking our internet.
So I'm guessing you're hotspotting then, Mark.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
My little phone is just here.
He spent a good hour fiddling in his hotspot to get it working.
Yeah.
Oh, we're halfway in the bath. And see, Mark's never done it before. Obviously, not in the bath. I mean, he's not done the hotspot sort of thing. So he was a little bit panicky, but he says it's so simple, and you just plug it in and bang. Because you haven't got wireless on there, have you? Wi-Fi.
No, I've not. Mine's an Ethernet.
Yeah.
Hey, right, yeah.
I think the best phrase that chat has ever seen is, boys, how do I set up my hotspot?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit... No, don't say that in. Yes, we've got loads to talk about, but before we do, we'll just go around everybody, see how they've got a week. It has been a week, Mr. B. How are you, buddy?
I'm a bit distracted. I keep thinking Vic's going after this show's going to go out to his RV and find out how his F stash is going on. he's
looking
gone
at
full.
Walter Whitey, aren't I?
Yeah, it's more Dougal White, but still. No, I'm good. It's been a good week. My dad is progressing fantastically.
Brilliant.
Oh, God.
He's moving along at a record pace. He even had an argument with the doctor about his recovery time. His exact words were, "I'd expect to be further along the way by now." And he goes, "No, the doctor says it takes about 12 weeks to recover from open heart surgery." Yeah, but shouldn't for me. Fucking...
I think 12 weeks is quite a short period, really. If somebody's just cracked all your
the reason why he's anxious to get things because he's got another operation to do to remove his lung cancer. So he's wanting to he's almost He-Man going, "No, it is but a scratch. It's fine. I can go in for the next operation, no problem."
Well, you've started sort of driving again, haven't you? So have you been driving yourself to the swimming pool? Or?
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't gone to the swimming pool this week, but I have gone to my dad's, been driving around all sorts of places. But it's the fact that I've now got my freedom back is a big, big, big thing. Now, obviously, before I go any further, I want to say a massive shout out to my amazing wife, who today we celebrate 10 years of being married.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, congrats.
10 years. Oh. How she's put up with me for so long needs to be some sort of psychological research done on
So
it.
you get married on Valentine's Day?
We did, but not for the reasons you're thinking of. It wasn't a romantic, as daft as it sounds. It was the cheapest day of the week. It was a Friday, and because it was a Friday, it was £224 to be married. If we'd have got done on the Saturday, it'd have been 600.
Ooh.
So I just went, no, Valentine's Day it is. That's fine.
Yeah.
I would have stuck to the story of that it was just that you were being a romantic, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
My wife knows, if I did that, my wife knows I'm bullshitting.
I want to say it'd be all right. Well, the total did a bit cheaper, and they have an all-you-can-eat fucking buffet next door.
Me and my wife, we align on one simple premise: we don't spend money if we don't have to. Our whole
enough.
wedding, the whole thing, the whole shebang, every item you can think of was about £3,000.
That's
And
bloody good for a wedding.
that's including an after wedding venue for 40 people with a buffet, hot buffet at that, a room for the night in the master suite of the whole hotel, the wedding itself, the suits, the bridesmaid dresses, my wife's amazing red dress, and yeah, £3,000 all in.
Damn.
We took no prisoners when we came to saving money.
Well, we did it the right way. At the time, we owned a pub. So we had it all there. We got married at the registry office and then had it all back at pub, didn't we, Mark?
Yeah.
Good night, that one. Obviously, we put the buffet on free, but the drinks were in. Brains. Also, a brilliant thing happened on Saturday. Obviously, you thought things were going off, but I was actually talking to your wife about what happened on the Saturday.
Yeah,
So, do you want to
about
explain? It was brilliant.
So, everybody knows by now some of the reasons why I stepped away from vape reviewing and other things. I've been struggling heavily with depression. Now, the problem with depression is, as I said on Facebook, is it has a habit of making you detest the world and everybody in it.
Yeah.
So you tend to keep everybody at arm's length. You're like, no, yeah, I'm fine. Just leave me the fuck alone. I don't really want to know you. And when you get into that stage, especially over a number of years, you make yourself into your own little bubble and you don't really know what's going on out there. You don't care what's going on out there or anything. And you get to a point where you think, no one really gives a shit anyway. What my wife did, without me knowing, was put out a post on Facebook explaining what's going on over the last 2 years, and that's my 40th birthday, and just asked if anybody wanted to send a birthday card. So I didn't know anything about this. I've got Aidan going, no, I can see little dodgy messages going between Aidan and my wife. And what the fuck's going on here? Who do I have to invoice? But no, I woke up Saturday morning on my 40th birthday, went downstairs to make a brew, and I swear to God, it looked like birthday clothes had been and left everybody's presents for me. And I couldn't understand what I was looking at. There was about 50 cards just from the local Tesco alone.
Oh.
All the staff from Tesco, they sent a little dog doorstop, T-shirts, cups. But then I was getting cards from all sorts of people people I'd not even spoke to for years. And it was such a lovely thing. It just made me realise that, you know what, the world isn't such a bad place. And she gave, to be fair, what Sam did was give me the best birthday present she could possibly do. And that is the knowledge that the world still cares and the confidence to get back out into it. And to me, that was the best gift she could have done.
The funny thing about it is I nearly messed it all up because I never knew that you could actually put a post out and actually exclude one of your friends from it. So she'd explained it all. I thought I'd done it properly, so she then messaged me quick, you're going to delete that and redo it. You've not done it properly. So that's when she grabbed your phone off you. And then
I'm not kidding. I've still got a scratch on my palm from where Sam come running in. I'm busy on Twitter arguing with some South African nut job. And all of a sudden, the phone just gets ripped out my hand. And I'm not looking up. It's like the Stasi coming. It was literally like some sort of, you put that Achtung, step away from the phone. It's like, fuck me, right, okay. So yeah, she's got my phone. She would not let me look at it until she'd sorted out that problem.
Oh mate, I'm so glad you had a great birthday, buddy. And everything's on the mend. Over to my wonderful brother. How's your week been? He keeps looking at his internet, I think.
Yeah, chat's just disconnected.
Well, you're absolutely fine.
The chat. We
Yeah,
can
as long as I'm fine. Well, sorry, chat. I'm all right. Yeah, quiet week, work, sleep, home. You know.
Still smashing the reviews out, I see. Doing good.
Yes, keep on doing that. Yes, nice and steady.
If anybody's not realised it, please get yourself back out there, over there and go and have a little check on the wonderful Soli Omi.
Yeah.
Vic, how are you, buddy?
Arse.
Are we
'Cause
going on
that's-
about
that's-
arseholes again?
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's looking clean because you can actually see the fucking stand now. It's not covered in 10-year-old e-liquid. Ignore that. That's a pile of 18 milligram salt bar, like disposable based liquids. Guess who made it?
Who?
Smoor, Vaporesso.
Did they?
Vaporesso is now getting into the 10 mil, basically disposable flavor type style, really, really, really thin water-like liquids. They're trying to cash in on it now because they know disposables are going. So I got that, and I've just been busy gutting this place out. I've been finding all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. The Ring Lord. Not kidding you. That's actually what this thing's called. It's called the Ring Lord.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's an old ripper. This thing fell behind the shelves years ago. I've been finding all sorts of old rippers and mods. This is the Mono SQ. Completely forgot I fucking had it. Just all sorts of stuff. It's amazing. It's like Christmas all over again when you start cleaning this room. It really is.
I had that last week. I was cleaning out my drawers and I found completely brand new in box, still had the cellophane on it, an Umie Bombus RTA. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why have I never opened it? I opened it, set it up, and I realised why. It is dog shit.
Yeah, it is.
It was the worst RTA. Well, build quality fantastic, but the fact that it was wide open, and there's no changeable bloody airflow in it, and you're like, where's the flavour?
Yeah, you could
What's
literally.
going on? Hello.
So, people, if you didn't watch Vic's What's Up, we will be doing all your other little bits and bobs. We'll do a couple of van checks, and as we normally do, and we'll be doing your giveaway deals and blah blah blah. But what we've got is obviously Vic did a What's Up last night about the loopholes. Now we've spoke about this numerous times, and like what Vic said last night. If you haven't seen it, get over there and watch it. But you probably won't have to after he explains it again. A lot of the companies with the short fills have always said, no, they won't do it because it isn't a vaping got nicotine in it, isn't actually a vaping product. Where now it looks like they're going to shut that off, aren't they, Vic?
Oh, yeah. The last line of what the government are planning to do in the future, it's the very last paragraph section before all the reference crap at the very bottom of that white paper. The very last line includes the two words non-nicotine. Now, those two words could be used as a sledgehammer by any government, whether it's the current Tories or more than likely going to be Labour next year, who's going to pick this up and run with it. Those two words can be used as a sledgehammer to knock out, like a game of whack-a-mole, essentially, any loophole that the e-liquid industry decides to come up with. Those two words, if they're left in the legislation, which they no doubt will be once the white paper is passed through Parliament and gets the seal of approval by royal assent of King Chucky over in Buckingham Palace, if those two words are left at the end of that document, non-nicotine, that's it. They can use that as a hammer to knock out anything that pops up. Anything.
I was reading it, parts of it today, and when you actually read the consultation, when it comes to actual flavours, when they ask people all the various questions about flavours, I think it was a majority, something like 52%, or maybe a little bit more.
Squeaked in favour of, in favour of us. Yeah.
But I also heard, how true it is, I don't know, that 70% of the applications that filled in it got rejected because they said they were bots.
It was bot farming. That's what they said at the very top. Now, where they came to that conclusion, I don't know. Who was responsible for the bots? Anti-e-cig establishment. Who was responsible for the bots? I don't know. But the good thing is they actually caught it in time, because I have got, and this is what happened. You just need to look at the track pattern of what's going on here has already happened over in the United States. When there was petitions going up, and when local federal district governments, like the state government of California, put some white paper thing up, it was absolutely hammered by bots from Parents Against Tobacco, or Parents for Tobacco-Free Kids, or something like that. Yeah. And that lot actually admitted they were doing it on Twitter. But what the California state legislature didn't do was remove all the bots. They just kept the results as it were. And the results were skewed 80% in favour of what the California legislature was wanting to do with flavours and with vaping. What the UK government decided to do is knock all that out and try and get the 28,000 actual human results up for everyone to see. Some of the results is in our favour, but the margins are very, very thin.
For the people,
Very
Vic, can you just explain what they've actually been saying? For the people who maybe haven't seen your WhatsApp and they're not quite sure what we're on about, can you just explain to them what they're actually looking at?
Well, they're looking at the major question. The first one that's at the very top of that discussion was basically along the lines of, are you in favour of flavours being restricted, or are you in favour of leaving the flavours the way it is right now? It was something like 52% said leave it the way it is right now, and 48%, so it's just under 48% said restrict the flavours. There was other ones. There was other ones going on in there about plain description.
There was three on the flavors, completely restricted to menthol and tobacco.
Yeah.
Then there was another one, menthol, tobacco, and mint.
Yeah.
And then there was another one with just fruit flavors.
Yeah.
So they never mentioned custards or anything like that, but I will assume that will be within the fruit side of it.
Yeah.
It was very cleverly worded, I thought.
It's very cleverly worded the way they did it. The way they did it was extremely cleverly worded. Extremely clever, the way that they did it.
And obviously, you've got to think though. Let's say they banned flavors. You've got to believe in this country where we've got access to all the DIY stuff, that would become quite a hefty market, because they can't ban the flavorings because they're what used in food production.
But they can restrict the flow of nicotine.
Yeah, but then why would they do that if they're just on about flavors?
Well, if they wanted to completely kill the industry, they would basically go down the exact same road that Australia did. If you watch the second last video that I put up about the health and social care committee that went up, the chair actually said he was speaking to a professor that was going on about putting vapes on prescription, which is exactly the same thing that Australia did.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that Australia did. So in other words, lock away nicotine to prescription only, and that kills off DIY, unless you're a zero nicotine vapor, or you can have nicotine imported in from the European Union, which costs a fucking fortune. Yeah.
We're talking about cost of fortune. That last little bit, what you were mentioning about how they wanted to tax it so people couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah, they want that. Well, it was Helen Cheeseman or whoever her that was on the video as well. It was her group that actually submitted the proposal to put a minimum pricing structure in for vape. So let's say you walk into your local VPZ. Well, not VPZ. They don't usually do bargain bins now, but your local independent vape shop, like Bunny's vape shop in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
They're probably going to have a little bargain bin there full of old air, not ancient, but old air disposables for something like £5.99. So for £5.99, you get a Caliburn G1, which is about a year old. Still a good, decent pod kit, but it's an older one. But with the minimum pricing structure, shops like Bunny's would no longer be able to have bargain bins. Simple as that.
Jesus.
Simple as that.
So they won't be able to have such things as like reward cards and...
Yeah, simple as that, because it's a minimum. You can't go under the minimum amount. So like for a now, if this law comes in, it'll be well after the disposable ban. But if you're looking at what some companies like Vapor Esso and possibly Geek Vape are trying to do, like winding the clock back to a simple time in pod kits, where it was the battery, a pre-filled pod, you use up the pre-filled pod and chuck the pod in the bin, like your Joule, basically. Yeah. There's been rumours going around that what Vapor Esso is trying to do is come out with a pod kit with a sealed, locked pod filled with disposable liquid, essentially, that you just keep buying the pods for, and they're going to be selling it in the retail market in the UK for £6.99, which is slightly higher than the mid-range disposables. If the minimum pricing structures come in, that's not going to fucking happen.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not at all. I did see...
I bet you can almost guarantee that you can slap another tenner on that.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking £15.99, £16, £17. It's going to be under 20. But where it falls under 20, I don't quite know.
You see, the on the UK Vape Show, we had somebody in from Denmark. I don't know if you actually saw the comment. And he was on about with the flavours. Now, they call it something else, something candy. So they get around these sort of rules. But I would imagine they could, like it were candy flavours. I wondered if, again, with them saying with the loopholes, they'd probably try and stamp that out as well.
Yeah. I'm thinking they would. I mean, it's just It's when it comes to short fills, and it also comes because I've been seeing people, well, we can just do long fills, but that falls under non-nicotine as well because there's no nicotine in it. If the item is sold for vaping, for people to vape on, if there's nicotine or even no nicotine in it, it still falls under the rules that the UK government, whether it's probably going to be a Labour Party by the time you get into 2025, it'll fall under the new the new legislative laws that will fall into place in 2025 after the next public consultation. It's the public consultation that people need to pay attention to that's going to come up in 2025. That consultation needs to be hammered by at least 20%. At least 20% of the 4.2 million vapors in this country. And that way there's hundreds of thousands of vapors filling that form in to such an extent that, number one, the anti-e-cig lot will not be able to bot the hell out of it because they don't have enough time to do it. And number two, the government can't ignore it. Yeah. Because you get numbers that big, even the Labour Party won't ignore it. Even the Labour Party. It'd be political suicide if they did.
Thing is, I can't understand, and I really can't understand, and I know you've already had a rant and rave about it, but the big people, you know who I'm going to be talking about. I was looking through social media, Twitter feed, Facebook, Instagram, and there's not been a single mention about it.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm going to name them.
I've even gone onto their websites, and there's nothing.
Nothing.
NNA, I think the last time that they posted anything news-wise was on the 30th of January.
At the very end, just as before Rishi Sunak made the announcement. There's been nothing since then. Now, I've heard from several people within the industry that the New Nicotine Alliance is not the same NNA that me and you remember, Mark, because the NNA has been gutted. It's been gutted. A lot of people just upped and left. What's left is the shell of what remains of the NNA. So that's why in the video that I just released, I hardly mentioned them because the NNA to me is dead now. It's gone. It's gone. The two that count, the IBVTA and UKVIA, IBVTA have said nothing for the past year. They don't even bother showing up to UK vape shows anymore. They haven't been to the last two expos. They just didn't show up. They simply didn't show up. UKVIA have said practically nothing since the white paper, the original white paper came out, the one before the 12th of February update, and they've said nothing for the past 2 days about the updated one with the updated numbers. There's been nothing. Not a damn thing.
The only thing that they've been spouting about is how to grasp vape shops up.
Yeah, that's been it. That's been it. Nothing.
I tell you what, I can see this country doing exactly the same as what happened in America, where everything goes tits up and all the vapors go, oh, why didn't we say anything?
This is what there's a group. I've heard rumours of it. Certain people have confirmed the rumours, but to me, because I'm not in this group, it's still rumours, but there's a WhatsApp group that's currently being put together that's got a lot of big, heavy-hitting industry people in it that are trying to organise, because they know UKVIA's done. They know it's over for UKVIA. So they're trying to organise something and put something together. If some of you people in that group is watching this, as I said in that previous video, you've got 2 months. You need to have something planned. You need to have something on the cards. You need to have a 10-point presentation. You need to have leaflets of that 10-point presentation. And you need to have a website launched for people to sign up to before the May Expo.
What if they have a 9-point presentation?
What?
What if they have a 9-point presentation?
Well, they're going to have to work on the other one, aren't they?
You need 10. You need 10 because 10 just looks good on an A4 sheet of paper.
Right, but what if the last slide is like, "Thank you for watching"?
That can work.
Does that count?
That's 10 points in it there. That's 10 points on it.
Shit, dude, we've only got 9 points. We'll make the last slide a thank you.
We've crossed all the T's what Vic wanted. Obviously, you did an interview with him in October, didn't you, at Expo from the UKVA?
And he was. Have you rewatched that? It's funny. I didn't realize it back then because he was like, there's not going to be a ban. There's not going to be a ban. They may look at flavors, but I don't think how wrong he was.
Well, this is what we're going to bring up, because obviously as well in there, he was saying that he was going and meeting with people in Parliament, and he'd only just been to London so what has he been doing while he's been there?
I've said this in 2 WhatsApp specials. I honestly think, because we need to remember here, the Tories, for all of their problems being conservatives and slightly centre-right, in some cases far right, but for the Tories being a centre-right government, centre-right conservative governments, like the Republicans over in the United States, generally tend to have a hands-off approach on business. And we've seen that all the way from the very beginning of vaping, when David Cameron was in league with the Lib Dems for that coalition government, all the way through the golden age of vaping, 2015, 2016, 2017, it was still a conservative government. All the way through the downturn and the plateauing off, it was still a conservative government. And it's only up until very, very recently, because Rishi Sunak's panicking is going to lose the next election, that they've started to meddle in it. Now, if you look at all the stuff that's been going on here.
What, 3 times?
Yeah.
I thought fucking Elmer Fudd had come. Sorry, mate. I thought Elmer Fudd had come in.
What?
I thought Elmer Fudd had come in. If you look at it 3 times, I'm thinking that's 3 times you've said it.
I'll wait for Porky Pig.
You always tell when he gets excited.
Yeah. Sorry, Vic. Sorry for interrupting, mate.
What was your question again?
That's your age. It was because, if you have a look, what after 2015, the golden age of vaping.
Yeah, but what was I answering?
We were answering, obviously, the UKVA, where you did the interview with him, and obviously he was going to Parliament, and he was saying that there wasn't going to be a ban. And it's like, who was he been talking to? Sorry, mate, I didn't think it'd throw you off.
Now I know what I was leading up to.
We are doomed as a human race.
Basically, all the way through that past 10 years, under the predecessor of UKVIA and the IBVTA, let's be honest here, the vaping industry has been pretty good. Not brilliant, but pretty good at self-regulation. They've been kind of okay until disposables came up, and then it became one massive cash grab. Not so much the fault of the individual vape shop owner like Bunny, not so much the fault of the chain stores like VPZ, but the fault of the distros, the fault of the wholesalers, and the fault of the manufacturers. And most of those manufacturers are in UKVIA. And I think Rishi Sunak was sitting at number 10 going, they've screwed this up. On UKVIA's watch, and UKVIA's head honchos regularly talk to us, you know what? We're going to ignore them from now on. And I think that's what's happening. I think UKVIA are now basically being ignored.
I still blame trading standards as well.
Because they're not doing their job either.
Well, to be fair to Rishi, he enacts policies like depending on how burnt his toast was in the morning.
But if you look at the trading standards, if they was doing the job or getting the money to do their job, we wouldn't have half the problems that we're already having.
We wouldn't. All trading standards would need to do, and some of you distros in here will know exactly what and where I'm talking about. One word, and I mentioned this before, Manchester. If Manchester was hammered week after week after week after week by a team of trading standards, there goes the disposable problem. Because it's all coming from, well, not all, most of it is coming from there. Most of it's coming from there.
Yeah.
Paul Bancroft, UK are hiding away and taking money. This was another point that I was going to put in there. These people aren't doing this out of the goodness of the heart. He hasn't spent that money on a trip down to London. He's had that on expenses, which people are paying. Is it something like $15.99 a month or something? I think he said it. I think he said it in.
Have you seen how much UKV charges?
How much are they?
Jesus Christ! You're looking £600.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me.
That's just for individual vape shops. When you factor in the tens of thousands they're getting from manufacturers, distros, and bigger companies, they're raking money in.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe how much serious money that they're taking.
Serious money they're taking in.
It reminds me of the type of dude who turns around and says, You know what? I've been down to Parliament this weekend and spoke to some really influential people. Oh, I have you spoke to? Well, there was Elma at the Butty van. She was quite interested. You know, it's like you've done fuck all, but you've just took a trip out to London. Well, yeah.
That's
Thanks
it's
for
just
that,
what I
right?
think he was saying that he was going weekly, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was going to
He
be.
was shagging cleaner. That's what it was.
I honestly think now, I've spoken to John Dunn a couple of times. He is a nice fella. He's very friendly, very
Yeah.
approachable. But I honestly think the UK government are basically ignoring him. They're ignoring UK VIA, and they've been ignoring UK VIA for probably the past year because there is no way the Tories just instantly come up with, oh, let's ban disposables. They've planned this. They must have planned.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I said this last week, and I'll stand by it. There was a thing in Scotland where there was a big problem with disposables getting chucked away on the ecological side of things.
Yeah.
Not so much the child vaping, but more for the fact of the damage it's doing to the environment.
Yeah, it was Glasgow City Council. They were the
That's
first one to
right.
complain. They were
And
the
then-
first one to complain on the ecological side of things.
And then 6 months later, ish, roughly, all of a sudden they're talking seriously in Parliament about banning disposables. To me, that sounds about the right sort of road. It sounds like the right sort of time frame between Glasgow kicking off and everyone else going, well, you know, actually they've got a point. It's not often, but they've got a point.
I mean, it was happening here, well, in Yorkshire. We've got a local news, BBC Look North, it's called, and they was reporting about refuge collection, how when they go to the recycling part, they're getting fires because people are putting disposables in
Yeah.
with just the normal rubbish.
Yeah.
Because they don't realise you've got to dispose of a recycle properly, you've got to take it to a refuge site and hand it into the white goods people.
Yep.
People that deal with electronics. You can't just chuck it into recycling and go, hey, go, I've done my bit for the environment. 10 minutes later, the whole place is burning down.
Yeah. It was happening in Glasgow as well. I mean, as I said it in one of the WhatsApps as well, there was a point in time where one of the local councillors, and it was the original Glasgow council that actually lodged the original complaint, he walked down Union Street, the 3/4 of a mile stretch of Union Street, right next to Glasgow Central train station. There is something like 8 actual vape shops there and a whole bunch of little mini marts, and he picked up literally hundreds of disposables in that one single walk. And he came up with 2 black bang bags and went, look at this, look at this. And that when that domino fell, it was council after council after council putting in the complaints about the litter side of it, not the little Timmy and fucking Karen the parent. It was the worry about the disposables and the batteries inside them. That's when the flood of complaints started.
And this is why I don't think there's been some sort of agenda from Rishi, because let's face it, he's a fucking knowledge.
I still think there is, because I like conspiracy theories.
But I think it's more.
Yeah,
I think it's more of an opportunist thing, because that's what Rishi is. He's an
That's what
opportunist.
Rishi is. Yeah, yeah.
He's seen something going down and thought, right, how can we put a bigger stamp on this to make it look like I know what I'm doing? and that's all this is. He's just seen an opportunity based from a genuine problem, which disposables has always been that problem. Does people just on a night out having a few pints, they finish the disposable and just throw it?
You just chuck it. Yeah.
You know, and that's always been a problem. But but since Glasgow kicked off with it, went, no, this ain't good enough. We need to sort this out now. We need to ban them. Because let's face it, people just don't give a shit. So we need to take the toys away from them. And I think from there, Rishi's just seen that and gone, how far can we take this to make it look like I'm actually doing something?
Yep.
I saw him on social media recently doing like a press conference on social media. He's not done that in the whole time he's been in charge.
He's not.
But now all of a sudden he wants to fucking do one. He's an opportunist. That's all it is.
Mark, do you think, obviously Vic were talking about the golden age of vaping, which we were a part of. We always wanted him to sort of validate vaping, and also in the sort of way of where we wanted things sorted out, such as the fact of things were sold in the right places, such as not in supermarkets but in vape shops and stuff like that. Do you think I know COVID was in this as well, but do you think we've sort of sat back a little bit with Brexit and things like that? Because we was always under the impression that once Brexit was sorted, they'd come out with another TPD, they'd come out with a new sort of rulings. That's what we sort of thought, didn't we? But
well, let's face it, we have been protected. We've been protected by the NHS because the actual NHS was for vaping.
Yeah.
Let's be right about that. I mean, it wasn't so long ago that we were singing from the high heavens that there were vape shops in actual hospitals. That wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't.
Prior to that, you had the 95%. What more could you ask for? Our own health organization, the oldest health organization in the world, turns around and says it's 95% safer than smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
What more could we ask for?
And just let people know the
now-
petition to save flavours is pinned at the top. Please go and sign the petition. I think when I first looked at it, we're at about 700. I think we're well over 1,000 now.
It tickled me when I saw some Yanks going, "Oh, why should we trust the Royal College of Physicians? Sweetheart, that college has been going longer than your country has."
It was that college. It was that college that first linked smoking to cancer, and nobody believed them. Nobody believed them, but they linked it.
Yeah, but was that in
That college
1950
is literally-
something?
It was in the early 50s. It was the early 50s they first made the link.
I think it was down to the Royal College of Physicians that stopped tobacco companies from doing sponsorship on F1 cars.
Yep.
Because that was the big one. So it all used to be Camel and Marlboro. Then all
Yeah,
of a
the
sudden,
snooker
boom,
did as well, didn't it?
Oh, JPS.
JPS, yeah.
I used to have a JPS Formula One car.
Yeah.
One-player specials.
Did you try and smoke it?
You can try and roll that
No,
in. You'd never get the wheels in the Rizzler. Again, that petition is there. It is going up. Literally, like Pugs has said there, in seconds. We're up to like 1,192. I'm watching it go up as obviously we're on the show. So please, and get this spread around on your social media pages. We can only do but try. And obviously join the Facebook group, the UK CA is coming up there. Go and join that as well. A lot of good people are behind that. So please go and join there. And you'll get all your news from that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, there is 105 people watching. Please go and stick the thumbs up. Yes.
I've just done it now. We're at 1,200 signatures.
There you go. Perfect. It is.
That's how long it's taken me, folks. It took me literally between Aidan saying, go and do it, and now for me to sign the petition. It's a 2-second job.
Mr.
I
B.
don't open up anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know as well, we will be doing the people on the replay next week because with Mark tethering off his phone, it'll probably make everything just go all kaputty. So what we'll do is we'll do that next week and also get in this week's. Tell us what you think about this, what they've put in the legislation or what they're wanting to put in there. Let us know what you think about it and what we can actually do about it. So that'd be great for the replay of next week, and we'll do last week's on this one.
I just want to say something before you rush off. I watched your What's Up, Vic. To be honest with you, my little heart sank.
Oh.
What?
I'm not joking with you.
No, last time I
My
even said that,
little
Thunderbirds got
heart
cancelled.
It just sank.
Did he include a video of 101 Dalmatians or something?
I remember when I first started vaping. And I'm going back to 2011.
Yeah.
First started vaping. And the first time I ever met somebody that was actually vaping was in York. Just outside where Shambles is, there's some toilets. My wife went to the toilet and I was stood there on my little vape and I met somebody else vaping. I miss them days.
Yeah.
There hardly any bug of vaped.
The only thing that was missing there...
Interested in vaping.
The only thing that story was missing there was the Horvis background music. It's the only thing that was missing.
Again, yeah, I miss them days. Again, I started a little bit earlier when they started coming out in 2006, 2005, 2006 I started. So there wasn't that many people at all, and if there were, they were on them little tiny pens. But again, I think we said this on Mick's show. How many people have you gone up and gone, oh, what type of cigarettes you smoking? You never do it. But if you're vaping, you stood to the next someone, oh, what flavour you got? What's that device? And you used to do that, didn't you?
See, now it's the case that when you go out, especially in the high street of any busy town, and you walk out with, because I usually take the Q Mini out with this filled with black vine. That's what I usually do. when I take this thing outside and I'm like chucking not big clouds because it's a restrictive direct to lung tank, but I'm throwing out small weather systems. All these disposable users stare at me as if I'm some kind of fucking monster.
Yeah.
It's like
When I
they
was
swear
at the expo in May last year, I had obviously, like normal, I had my mech, and one of the Chinese guys come up to me and he says, "Do you want to have a look at this?" But I says, "No, I'm all right, thanks ever so much." And he looked at what I was doing. He goes, "Blooming X says you're a dinosaur."
When I was a lad and I had to walk 12 miles uphill to school and 12 miles uphill
I'm a
home.
dinosaur. Because we're on a mech and an RDA, I'm a dinosaur.
That's just stupid, isn't it?
what the fuck?
Stupid duper pod system.
You should have said T-Rex's bike, bitch, fuck off.
But just to wrap this up, right? We've been
Finishing yet,
concentrating on.
are we?
Well, you've got your deals and stuff to do as well. Just have a read at that white paper, right? The one that I talked about in the last WhatsApp.
Special.
Now, we've been concentrating on the vaping side of things, right? But they are royally going after any single thing to do with tobacco. They're going after the cigarette papers. They're going after the individual filters, like roll your own people like me used to do. Put the filter in, put the tobacco in and roll it. They're going after every single thing to do with tobacco smoking. They are hammering that industry down. Now, there is a silver cloud with the light, there's a silver cloud to do with the thing and the stuff in the sky. I've lost my train of thought again, but think of it this way, right? With the pressure that's going on the tobacco industry right now, with the increasing prices that's in the legislation, with them going after all the accoutrements of roll your owns, which a lot of people moved on to, I've got a sneaky suspicion there's going to be at least a good 1 million to 1.5 million new vapors in 2025.
That would explain why, when I saw online that they in April, in the next big budget, they're on about introducing a 30% tax on vaping stuff.
Then it's not just vaping stuff. They're going to be increasing that and doubling it for tobacco as well.
Exactly, but if you think about it, at the moment, there's no real tax on it.
There isn't.
If they took on a 30% tax onto vaping stuff, they're going to be making back what they're going to lose from tobacco.
Yeah,
Well,
And
this is
be
what
in
we
a
were
better
saying.
situation on the NHS.
This is what we were saying earlier. That at the bottom of that paper of his, it does say that they're going to make it so it's very hard to. It's going to make it so expensive.
they're going to bump in a tax.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I would rather have it be something like a 15 or 20% tax. 30% is a little bit pricey. A little bit.
We don't want it to
It
go
depends on what item, doesn't
as
it?
bad as Israel, do we? That what theirs is like per mil, isn't it?
Yeah, theirs is per mil, and what's happening over in Germany, their tax system over there for vaping is excruciatingly high. 30% sounds high, but if you compare it to other countries, we're actually getting off with it quite good. If they do 30%.
But if you think about it, like a 100ml bottle of e-liquid, 10 quid, it's going to go up to 13 quid. Well, that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
You know,
Yeah,
you
but
can,
come
you
on,
can live
Vic.
with
Can
it.
you remember back in the day, you'd be charging 30 quid for 100 mil?
God, yeah, easily. The original mother's milk from Suicide Bunny in the glass dripper bottle with all the labelling and the drippy thing, £32. I remember it when it first launched in the UK. It was 32.
And they were 50 mils then.
That's right. They were only 50.
They were only 50 mils.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, but to be fair, that was back in like the 20-watt vaping era. You know, when it like pretty much mouth to lung at that point.
But yeah, e-liquids were bloody, like the good stuff. Was,
I remember like the cosmic fog and
oh yeah,
and
Charlie's
the
Choc
5.
Dust
Is it 5 prawns?
Yeah, 5 prawns.
Ponds, ponds.
The American loaded was always my favorite. I used to order that specifically usually from eBay, from America. And it came in the glass bottle with the dripper, and it was such a lovely flavor.
Yeah,
and then they
elements.
changed the whole fucking recipe, and I don't know why. Muppets.
Well, Suicide Bunny ended up changing their mother's milk, and
it
that was
tasted
diacetyl in it.
It just didn't taste good after they changed it. It
Nope.
didn't.
Right, then, people. I'm sorry to think it is like 10 to 9. It has just gone so fast, this show. We've got to do the hand checks because people take the time to put it in. Again, if you want to get a part of the hand checks, please join the Facebook group 3 Men and a Vape Show. Mr. B sharing is on. Let's have a look what people have been vaping on.
Hang on, give me a second, son. Give me a second. You kind of sprung.
Sorry, we're getting all excited then. It might be the bottle of wine. Get ready, Sam. The man's frisky.
Oh, shit, wrong button. Hold on, shit. No,
I hope you don't shout that later.
That wouldn't be me shouting.
It's when she says, "That's not it."
Yeah. It is now. I'm not fucking fandling around.
Yeah, no.
I'm here and I'm staying.
I've only ever made that mistake once. I'll never make it again. Right.
I think the petition is up to 1,273.
Yeah, see the power of social media. Here we are, folks, on the 3 Men of Vape Facebook group. As always, if you want to be involved in showing off your gear, get into the 3 Men of Vape Facebook group. Someone will accept your application to join, and we can crack on from there. You'll see this post every week, and you can do what Nikki Maynard has done, which when I click onto it, and it takes 3 hours to sort itself out. There we go.
Oh, yes. It's an atom, that, isn't it?
Yes, the Immortal
couple
mods
as well,
Atom
look at that.
21700.
Oh, I love them mods.
Now we've also got Thomas Baggett with a nice, that's a dinky little banger, isn't it?
It's the old Minikin Mini. Haven't seen
Yeah.
one of those for a long time.
They were cracking little mods. Cracking little mods.
I wonder what the battery were in that.
Not good.
It-
Tell you that.
Yeah. We've got Ben Martin showing off a
Big love, Ben.
of his desk checks. I see. Why wouldn't you put the clutch to the front? The clutch is.
I'll tell you what, that right bead is supposed to be good.
I've not seen anyone who's managed to do a decent blackcurrant vape yet. No, I know you've got your Rochford File grapevine and whatever it is.
What file?
What?
Yeah, for Rochford Project, Rochford File, the same thing.
Well, like it
They
sounds
turn
like
up,
a
turn up at your
paedophile.
doorstep and they deliver them in a gold. Yeah, what they do is they deliver them with a gold Firebird outside your door. We've got Gareth Barker with the Mama Jammer in the Geek Vape DNA 100. Ooh.
He's in the pub as well.
Yes. Look at that.
That's what I call dedication. Oh, look at this. From Mr. Evil himself.
All you're doing now,
Jesus,
Mark, is
Mary,
showing off. What
and
the
Joseph.
Big love, Mark.
That's not a hand check.
That's not
This
a hand
isn't-
check. That's a. Oh, look at the shinies I've got, and you don't have these. Nah, 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 nah. That's what.
The name of this game, ladies and gentlemen, is hand check, not cock check. You don't need to show how big your cock is. Right.
That is a lot of mechs, though. Damn.
I'm loving
A
the
lot of very
hologram
sexy.
in there as well.
A lot of very sexy mix.
Yeah, a
So,
lot of mix. There's not as many as there, Vic. Not as many
Oh,
as there.
Toma, our brother from another Israeli mother, the
Maxis.
Maxis Solo.
Yeah, the PC case.
Ooh. Who got it? Oh, we've got Tony Jones. Good old Tony Jones.
Oh,
Now,
that's the
that's
pulse.
nice. That's nice. I like that middle one. That middle one's got my name all over it. That is lovely.
Oh, Purge.
That's a stunning
No, I'm
one.
not too
I-
keen on them
I
colours.
like things that are different. I like things that are different.
Yeah, me too.
That's why I like Chico's. Oh, now Vic, your secret Valentine sent this in for me to give
Oh,
to you.
look at that. Greg's.
Happy
awesome.
Valentine's Day from Greg's. Now, he did say that you would appreciate this, but he couldn't get it to you on time. He said he would like it, he would eat it himself. But he also said he knows where you live, so you might want to be a little bit more careful.
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
We've got Graham Boswell on the
Oh, that's
MTN Collab Optimist Opticide V4 Squonk.
That's a big name.
Yes, and I'm surprised they got it out in one go after a bottle of wine.
Mhm.
That's what she said. Here we go. We've got Evil.
Yeah, this
Evil
one's
posted on
for
behalf of
Faxi.
Faxi.
Faxi, I can't change the screen thing because it'll just throw everything out of kilter.
Yeah, posted on behalf of Faxi the Amalfi Lemon Fetish. I really say fetishes.
What?
Fetish.
Fetishist.
Well, he obviously means
Fetishist.
fetish.
No, it's fetishist. Is that for people who are against fetishes? You're fetishist. This bus
Before
includes
going
a
any further, this e-liquid is bugging me. How do you pronounce it? Is it Legio?
It's Legio X.
Legio
Legio.
X.
Legio X.
Well, isn't
And the
that
name is Liz, not Amy, as well. By the way, she's lovely, and
To be
they're
fair,
in as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, she's in.
That's
She's Lizzie's in. Lizzie's in chat.
She's lovely, Liz.
To be fair, for the longest time, I thought that was Legion X, but Legio
I think I've called it
X.
Legion X.
Yeah,
as well.
Legion. It is a legion. It's a Roman legion. There
Yeah.
was 10 of them. That's where the X comes from.
Well, you can get the big giveaways, the emblem at the front. It's basically the old Roman Emperor emblem with the hawk thing with the thing going round it.
Hang on, I need to read
But
this bit out
wasn't
loud.
Legio X was the specialist?
Yeah,
It was like the
it-
SAS of
yeah.
the.
It was
Just,
like
hold,
their-
on,
it was
just
like
hold
the-
on, folks, because this is a Faxi Vape review. Legio X Amorphalid Lemon is the best e-liquid ever. It's like having an orgasm from a hooker choking herself out on your junk all night long.
Okay.
Oh, right.
I don't think they're going to be putting that on the fucking bottle, are they? I can see the posters now.
Oh, do you have a gag reflex? You'll love this.
Oh, Jesus.
Great review, that.
I think you've got us mixed up with Pornhub, fella. Speaking of Pornhub, Jane has sent
Oh,
us
the
a rug.
wonderful Jane.
There you go. Jane has sent us a rug.
Oh, I like that.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
I love that rug. I do.
Love that rug.
Love you,
You do,
Jay.
you do extra special favours for that rug, don't you?
I love that rug. Oh, Jay.
Three Men and a Vape appearing on OnlyFans near you. Craig Hunter Campbell.
Oh, there's a classic SX Mini mod right there.
Oh dear.
There's a classic.
That is all your hand kicks.
Is that that's the one like the V sticking, which you had the yee chip in it.
No, that's the.
Yeah,
That's
no, I know
the-
that one isn't it, but the
yeah.
the V sticking one, but the 5 something, which had the yee chip in it.
Yep.
They
Just
sort of took
double-checking
that
there ain't
shape,
any
didn't
more.
they?
Yep.
I'm just double checking there ain't any more, just because I didn't refresh for a while. I'm just going to skip down
Oh.
to the bottom.
Go back up. Yeah, there was one. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's Scott Wood.
That one.
Ah,
Scott
Scott
made
Wood.
by me.
There you go. Scott Wood, Little Squonk, made by
Little
me.
SW.
No.
That's nice.
He's
that.
lovely, Scott.
By the way, Scott, you need to kind of clean up that floor. It's looking a bit meh. Yeah, just saying.
You poor, but for all you know, he could have been on a 12-hour shift. Someone's robbed his house and he's just got home to him and thought, fuck, I need a handshake.
And he's got his distillery in background.
Proper man. There you go, folks. That is your handshakes.
He actually brought that to Expo, didn't he? He had like all the gas and everything all in the back of his car. I'm thinking, when I first saw the picture of it, I'm thinking, shit, is he brought like his wife's on oxygen or something? Can you imagine that? And somebody smashes into him. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing your Rochford project giveaway. I will post in there. That is the keyword Rochford. Get it in, people, and you've got a chance to win 2 of the fantastic flavours from Rochford project. When it does it. You having a free day?
Scotwood, it's the man cave. Even germs leave this room. Nice one, Scott.
Is it the type of place you've got to wipe your feet on the way out?
So don't forget, people, get them thumbs up. There's 106 of you watching. Get the thumbs up. It does help the show. Mr. B, have we got any deals?
We do. We've got a few.
Just while we're doing the giveaway, we'll have a look at the deals because we are, pardon me, nearly at the end of the show. It is literally 9 o'clock. Big shout out to Benny Vates. I'm so sorry that we're running over. We will be done very soon.
Oh, you won't.
No, we won't. No, we won't. It'll be a while. I've got 500 reviews to do. Right, here we go. So, I'm going to start off at our friends at eSig1, who are selling the Lost Vape Centaurus B80 AIO vape kit for $47.99.
That's a decent deal.
It was $74.99.
That's a
But they
decent
went,
deal.
fuck it, we need to get rid. You can get it in
Gush Green.
Green. What a stupid fucking name. You can get it in Nebula Sparkle. You can get it in Space Silver. That is nice.
Okay, I like the silver one. That looks
Yeah,
good.
I
That
like
is nice. Or you can get it in Particle Gunmetal. I love Gunmetal, but that is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had 50 quid right now, I'd be buying that. That is
I think that's out of stock, in it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's sold out.
Oh, it is. It's out of stock. Well, no, we could have Nebula Star, though, which is kind of gay, but, you know, it's there. You've got Nebula Galaxies, and you've got Particle Gunmetals. So whatever. Gush Green.
Connor said the actual show's cancelled tonight. Benny Vapes. Oops.
Oh,
Oh, there you go. Right, so we're all right. And Gush Green, Nebula Galaxies, and Nebula Spark. Oh, that's quite nice.
actually, the sparkle one's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then you've got Nebula Star. I don't like that one particularly.
There's a bit of pink at the base of that one there.
Yeah.
The
But
Gush
that's
Green
nice.
one, the Gush Green one looks as if somebody threw up over it.
The problem is, though, if you have that and someone asks you about it, they're going to ask you what the colour is.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to say it's Gush Green. And if you're drunk, you're going to say Gash Green or Gangrene. So,
If you're really drunk, you can say Goose Green.
moving on, sticking with our friends at EC1, check out this, the Vandy Vape Jackaroo mini kit for 20 quid. For
Fucking
20
hell,
quid.
Well, that's
The
a
whole
damn good deal.
thing.
The tank's a pile of ass, but the mod itself's actually not bad.
The thing is, it's almost indestructible. So if you're looking for a cheap mod to take to work, and you don't care if it's going to, if you're like a window cleaner or a chef or whatever, and that gets thrown out your pocket, gets bashed around, it ain't going to be an issue.
No, that's a brilliant deal.
That thing's a warhorse.
19
20
quid.
quid.
Sleep
19
blue
quid.
tank.
Yeah, you can have it in stripy black, or you can have it in resin blue porcelain, which is my favourite,
That's the one I've got, the resin blue porcelain one.
or resin red agate, which I think looks horrible. But yeah, so that's EC1. Going on to Vaping 101. You're looking for someone who's wanting to quit smoking and get into vaping? Check this out for 15 quid. The Smoke Novo Master Box Vape Pod Kit. 15 quid, cheaper chips. And good thing, a good place to start your vaping career. I'm not going to stay long on that though, because we've got this. The SKE Crystal Plus Pod System for a fiver.
Oh, fiver, that's not bad.
Fiver.
Is it actually a pod system or is that a disposable?
I thought it was a disposable at first, but it is not. It is
No, it's an actual
pod
podcast
system.
Yeah, it's an actual podcast.
And for a fiver, I think that is miles better than any disposable on earth right now.
If you don't mind vaping on extremely sweet liquids though.
Well, I think you'd make concessions for a fiver, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this guy seems to like them. Has disposables met their match? Right, okay, son. But yeah, so I'm guessing the pods are, you have to buy them from SKE, I'm guessing, or from Vaping 101, but you have to use SKE pods.
Yeah, because it's proprietary.
Yeah, that's the word I'm trying to think of, but I've had too much wine. But I think for £5, that's a decent amount. That's a decent little, take on holiday jobby. So just to recap, we've got the Jackaroo mini kit for 20 quid. We've got the Centaurus B80 AIO kit from Lost Vape at $47.99. You've got the Smok Novo Master Box Pod Vape for $14.99. And you've got the Who Gives a Shit I'm Vaping at £5.
Yep.
Life's a good one. So there you go, folks. There are your deals. Boom.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, we say this every week. If you do find any deals yourself, either message Three Men on a Vape Show's Facebook group or drop me or Mr. B or Mark a message and we'll pass them on over to Mr. B. Ladies and gentlemen, your last chance for the Rochford Project giveaway. It's been a fantastic show. Vic, thanks so much for coming on, mate.
Anytime.
With everything, obviously, that's going off, make sure you're getting over and spreading this, the link for the signatures. We're up to nearly 1,400. It is going up really fast. Let's see if we can get this spread out and people sign this petition. Right then, I'm going to roll the giveaway. Roll. You might have a guess who's won it. The wonderful Jane Dawn. Well
There you
done,
go, Jay.
sweetheart. Obviously, that wasn't a fix. Just because I said that I love her, it doesn't mean that we've... you know what to do. Get in touch with the wonderful Rochford Project, and he will sort it all out for you. He does watch your show, so nobody else do it, because they'll go birds to you. Mr. B, say your goodbyes, brother.
Just before I say goodbye, I've seen Paul ask a couple of times what if I've been gaming on. I have actually been gaming. I've been playing Pal World, which is a cool little Ark type game where you collect Pokemon and beat the shit out of everything else. I think it's brilliant. It's Pokemon with weapons in the style of Ark. You can't really beat it. It's cool and it's free.
You can
So I'm going to say, pardon, say that again.
Sounds like a game kids would play.
Well, it does have a Fortnite style-esque graphic system, but if you're into survival games in like Ark, where you build your own little sanctuary, then it is actually kind of cool. And to be fair to it, it's had the biggest release of any indie developer of all time. It went up to 16 million copies in the first week.
Did it?
16 million. It's crazy, but it is actually a decent little game.
It's a lot of 13-year-olds, that, isn't it?
Exactly. And I will go and beat the fuck out of all of them. So I'm going to say thank you for everyone for all your birthday wishes and all your anniversary wishes. I'm going to say thank you to my amazing wife for putting up with me year on year. It becomes more and more of an astounding achievement. And I'm going to say thank you to everyone. And yeah, I'm going to go plan some holidays, because don't forget, if you do want a holiday in the next 18 months, give me a call or message me at We Go Holidays, and I will make sure you have the trip of a lifetime.
Graham, I was only joking. Graham. It is not for kids. Last thing you want to do is start pissing off Graham. I'm sorry, mate. I was only joking. Over to my wonderful big brother.
Well, considering the internet's done pretty well, I think, so far.
Yeah,
so,
perfect.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Guys, it's been fantastic. Thank you, Vic, Mr. B, Hayden. Love you all. If you want some decent reviews, pop over to Solo. He's pretty good by all accounts.
Oh, look at
Who's
that.
he then?
That
Has
was
he
a
been
shameless
doing it
plug,
long?
wasn't it? Get yourself over there and go and check his reviews. I'll be smashing them out. And the wonderful Victor Mullins, the struggling reviewer.
He's very struggling.
Yeah, I'm extremely struggling. Go and subscribe to me. Thanks for having me on. It's been a lot of fun. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow we do have the UK's #1 show to do, Vaping UK Vape Show broadcast from the UK. It's going to be me, Aidan, and Adam, as always, at 8 o'clock. Remember, 8 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock now. Thanks for having me on. It's been a very, very fun show, Adam. Aidan, sorry. Or Adam.
He calls me that all the time, to be honest with you. Being a BNA, you can see where he's coming from, can't you?
He's a bit like me, Dad. Hayden. Mark. No.
Mark. He's not on the list. He's not on the list. In fact, he used to shout the dog before me. Big love to everybody who's joined us. On the way out, people, please stick them thumbs up. It does really help the show. Again, like Vic said, join us tomorrow on the UK Vape Show. And as well, we are the UK Vape Show lads are on the Saturday show, obviously, on Saturday. Yep. So come and join us then. That is going to be a load of fun. This time around, I can have a beer as well, which is going to be good. Big shout out to the Spanners for looking after us. You're a bunch of stars. Thank you so much to all of you who've joined us. Don't forget to get something down on the replay. Mark's internet will, fingers crossed, will be back to normal, and we will read out last week's and this week's out as well. Don't forget to join the Facebook group. Don't forget to sign the petition. Also, don't forget to get yourself over to the VCA group, Facebook group. Join that as well. And I think that's about it. Big shout out to Rochford Project. Still use 3 Men Vape. We'll get you 15% off till the end of the show. Well, 12 o'clock tonight. Get it used, people. Big love to you all and a good nighter. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Outro time. God, that were a lot. And I breathed in whilst I was doing it.
I was waiting for the terms and conditions to apply.
Stuart Valentine, I will tell her. Stuart Valentine's coming over for the expo. He's staying from April, so I can't wait to see him. Right, people, good night and piss flaps as always.